It started like any other night. My parents had gone out for a weekend trip, leaving me and my younger sister, Lily, home alone. At 15, I was old enough to watch over her, and we had done this before, but something about this night felt off. The house was silent, except for the occasional creaks and groans that old homes tend to make. I had just finished making popcorn, and Lily was curled up on the couch, flipping through channels, searching for something to watch. The air felt heavy, almost like something unseen was pressing down on us. Then we heard it. A soft tap, tap, tap coming from the kitchen window. Lily froze, the remote slipping from her fingers. I glanced toward the window, my pulse quickening. The curtains were drawn, so we couldn't see outside, but the sound was unmistakable. Someone or something was tapping on the glass. Trying to act brave, I whispered, "Stay here." I crept toward the window, heart hammering in my chest. With a shaking hand, I grabbed the curtain and yanked it open. Nothing. Just the dark backyard, swaying trees, and the faint glow of the streetlight filtering through the branches. I let out a shaky breath and laughed nervously. "Probably just the wind," I said, turning back to Lily. She didn't look convinced. Minutes passed. We settled back into watching TV, but I couldn't shake the uneasy feeling twisting in my gut. And then, the power cut out. Lily screamed, and I reached for my phone, switching on the flashlight. The living room was bathed in dim white light, shadows stretching along the walls. The silence that followed was deafening. Then came the footsteps. Not from outside, not from the upper floor. They were inside the house, slow, deliberate, coming from the hallway that led to the front door. Lily gripped my arm, her nails digging into my skin. "Call Mom and Dad," she whispered, barely able to get the words out. All the strength I had, I yanked Lily and bolted toward the stairs. If we could lock ourselves in a room, maybe we'd have a chance to call for help. We barely made it up 2 steps when the kitchen door slammed shut behind us. The whole house seemed to shake, and then the footsteps returned. But now, they were running, straight for us. I shoved Lily ahead, screaming for her to get to my parents' bedroom. She darted inside just as I turned to see it, a figure, just a blur of shadows, racing toward me. Too fast, too inhuman. I barely got inside before slamming the door shut and locking it. My breath came in ragged gasps as Lily sobbed in the corner, clutching a pillow. My hands shook as I grabbed the landline phone and tried 911. Silence. The phone was dead. Then the whisper came again, so close it felt like it was right in my ear. "You let me in." The lights flickered back on. The house was silent. No footsteps, no whispering, just nothing. We stayed locked in that room until dawn, clutching each other, barely breathing. When our parents returned, they found us pale and shaken, but otherwise unharmed. The back door was locked. The house was untouched. No sign that anyone, or anything, had been there. But Lily and I both knew the truth. Something had been inside the house with us that night. And whatever it was still out there, waiting for the next time we were alone. Days passed, but the feeling of being watched never left. At night, I would hear faint scratching on the walls, as if nails were dragging against the surface, just beyond my reach. I tried to convince myself it was my imagination, but Lily started waking up screaming, claiming she saw a shadow standing at the foot of her bed. One evening, while I was brushing my teeth, I noticed something chilling. The bathroom mirror, covered in condensation from my hot shower, had a message smeared onto it as if someone had written it with their finger. "Still here." My heart pounded so hard I thought I would pass out. I wiped the mirror frantically, but the words wouldn't disappear. They stayed etched onto the glass, defying logic. I ran out, dragging Lily with me, and we slept in the living room with all the lights on. That night, I woke up to a noise. A faint creaking like weight shifting on floorboards. My breath hitched as I turned my head slightly. The hallway door was ajar, though I had closed it before sleeping. And then, slowly, it began to open wider, as if something was pushing it. A shadow loomed in the doorway, not moving, just staring. I couldn't move. I couldn't even breathe. My body was frozen in sheer terror as the shadow took a step forward, and then another. It was only when Lily stirred beside me that I found my voice screaming as loudly as I could. The lights flickered, and suddenly, nothing. The shadow was gone, the door was shut, but the air still felt heavy, thick with something unseen. We didn't sleep for the rest of the night. The next morning, I found long scratches along the inside of the front door, as if something had been trying to claw its way inside. Or perhaps trying to make sure we never left.